Hello and welcome. Well, I decided I'm just going to go live right now and we'll see. We are having a little technical difficulties. So just let me know if you're on, say hello, pop in, write in the comments. I do see them. And so today our show is going to be about dreams. And so I'm hoping the other person who's having the little technical difficulties is able to pop in. If not, maybe a little bit smaller of a show today, but we can still talk about dreams and the different types. So there are so many different types of dreams out there that we all just think, oh, they're just dreams, right? But what if they're not all just dreams and they all have different meanings, different incantations, different things that they're actually trying to tell us? So the first one is actually one that I kind of had this morning. It was like the normal dream, right? Where you don't realize you're dreaming until you wake up. And then you kind of go, wow, I had that dream. That was a dream that I was just having. Those are very typical. Those are very normal. Those are the dreams that your psyche is actually working through things and it's clearing things away. So that way it's no longer in your awareness at all. Those are the dreams that happen most of the time. Then we have the visitation dreams. And when I was looking this up, visitation dreams says like somebody who has passed on. But I know I have visitation dreams from family members that have not passed on. So to me, a visitation dream is where you're having a conversation with a loved one that has or has not passed on, and your souls just needed to reconnect and just talk and enjoy each other's the soul company. And then we have the lucid dreams. People think lucid, like really far out there, like psychedelic. That is not always true. So your lucid dreams are the ones you are fully aware of. And you're kind of in control of what's going on. So your thought, your personal thought is creating what's going on in that dream. And so what is actually happening is that you're dreaming, you're in a dream. You're really looking through that third eye at this point in time, and you know that you are. And so it is just one of those dreams that you wake up and you know that you're dreaming and you can remember it for the most part. And so these are the dreams that are really important to write down, because sometimes there's a hidden message in there that you might need to figure out. And then we have the release dreams. When you're working through something during the dream. So you're figuring out a puzzle, you're figuring out something that's been kind of bugging you throughout life. And you're needing to work through it. And then you wake up and kind of go, oh, I know what I'm doing. Those are the dreams that can be very helpful as we work through our psyche and the issues within their world to help us move through this. Just a minute, you guys.
Sorry, that's so loud. I wasn't even sure that someone was in.
Yeah.
There was a complaint. Water is at the base of the.
Yeah, can you come back? I'm doing a live show right now. Can you come back in like 20 minutes?
All right, I come and assess it because I need to know if I need to lift the whole telephone.
Okay.
Okay, sorry about that.
Yep. Sorry about that. I forgot to put the do not disturb sign out there. And Sherry is trying to connect again, so that's a great thing. Anyways, and I'm hoping when she comes on, she can kind of get some more information on what's going on. So then we have with Elise, and then we have the message. And I'll go back and I'll talk about how these have been in my life and some of the dreams I've seen with these in it. So you have the message, the ones that are there to tell you something, to get you to become aware and awake of anything that might be going on. And I know so your message and your healing dreams can incorporate into many of these. So you could have a healing dream that's in a visitation. You can have a healing dream that's very lucid. You can have a healing dream that is like releasing anything. So yeah, there's just one of those things. I think I'm going to kick Sherry off for the moment. Hey, Sherry, I don't know if you can hear me or not, but your device is not connected. And then we have those false awakening dreams. These are the dreams that we feel like we are totally like wake up during the dream, but it's not until we fully wake up that we realize that we're still dreaming. I know I've had a few of those, and those are always really kind of weird and freaky when you have them, because when you wake up, you're very disorientated because you don't know what's going on in the world right now, because you feel like, wait a minute here, I was awake during the dream. How can I be awake now? So you're just feeling very lost, very disorientated, very out of it. And then you have your typical, like your nightmares, your night terrors, your daydreaming. Those right there are also very interesting, because a lot of us do daydream, but yet how many of us daydream and it stops us from living our life? I know as a child, I used to daydream a lot because, life was not fun. And so as I got older and started to create my own journey, the daydreaming stopped a lot. And I know, like, when I go into daydreaming a lot more, it is because there is so much other stuff going on in my world that I probably didn't want to focus or pay attention to. So then that tells me, like, ooh, I need to start figuring this out, right? So I do get the visitation dreams a lot. A lot of times it is actually just from either my daughter or my son. And we just sit there and talk because we're in a distance right now, what's going on in the world. And so we just sit there and talk in our dreams. That's really great. Lucid dreams, I have those a lot, where I am fully aware of what's going on in that dream. I know I'm dreaming. And a lot of times when I have these, there's just bits and pieces that pop in. Like I'll be in one scene and then it pops over to another scene and then it pops over to another scene. And each time I'm fully consciously aware and making the decisions of what's going on in that part of that dream, and then it pops into something else. And a lot of times I'll have like 3 to 4 different scenes pop in within that dream. And then I'll wake up going, oh, that was a strange dream. And I'll write it down. And then it's like, hey, okay, we'll figure it out. A lot of times your dreams are not there to make you frightened, scared, have anxiety. If it does, there's other things going on within your psyche and within your world that you feel it's out of control. So when we have dreams, they are actually there to really help us and to guide us and to move us through things. It's your nightmares and your night terrors. And a lot of times we need to figure out, what are you eating that your body is not liking? What are you watching that your mind is not liking? Because I know, like with my daughter, when she was younger, her daycare center used to watch this movie, and it was rated for kids. And it was interesting because whenever she would watch it with them, that night she would have night terrors. And she was 2-3 years old. And so I just kind of go, hey, I really don't want my daughter watching that movie right now because it's giving her night terrors, and it's not 2-3-year-old, really age appropriate, even though it's rated G, right? And so they stopped showing it to her age group, and she stopped having the night terrors. So a lot of times it is just all about figuring out what is creating that nightmare, the night terror, for our psyche to release it, to get it to stop. I know for me, I cannot watch any those horror films, Nightmare on Elm Street or anything like that, because I will have night terrors that go on for the next 2 to 3 weeks. And so I just know I cannot watch any of those. Question here. Do you have any dreams that happen seasonally? I personally do not, but I've had people talk about that. Is it like a reoccurring dream that happens every season? If it's a reoccurring dream, it's because there's something there that it needs to talk to you or tell you about. We also have like the psychic dreams. That the psychic dreams can tell us that something is going to happen. I do get those quite a bit. So just before all of the fires and facades all started coming through, that I would have a dream that like the world was on fire and people were like running all over the place, and then the riot started. Okay, so like a tornado going through one, so that kind of seasonal. So tornado during the season, so you're kind of feeling like the season could be just uprupting your body and your psyche, and it's the change of things that are happening, that things are feeling like everything's like in this, we're a little bit of a whirlwind. So if it's happening during like the change of seasons or during a certain season, kind of pay attention to what's going on. And because you could figure out like, oh, maybe I just need to figure out how to calm down a little bit more and then move through what is really going on. All right, and my cohort is having very big technical difficulties right now. So we are going to, okay, so if it's during the start of spring, which could start some of the tornado season, you can always look back to see in your childhood, or maybe even ask if there's a past life where there was a tornado that you may have went through, or maybe high winds that just totally freaked out your psyche during that time period. If this has been going on since you were a little child, it could be something that happened in a past life, and that there's soul fragments that were torn off during that time that probably needed to come back. If it's just started like maybe last 10 years or your adulthood or something like that, then it could be a little bit differently. It probably happened during this lifetime and it just freaked out your psyche that much. So, I mean, you can contact me. We can talk about it a little bit more. You can always message me, because then that's something we could go into the Akashic Records for and figure out really, really easy. I know we've all had those false awakening dreams. Those are really, when I've had those are really bizarre, because I really do feel like as if I woke up and I'm awake during that dream. And when I truly do wake up, I become so disorientated. It is not even funny, because I'm like sitting there, I'm lost going, okay, where am I? What am I doing? What was I doing? And you get so discombobulated trying to wake up that you even forget what your dream was really about, even though you're so actively involved in it. So I woke up this morning and I did have one of those normal dreams. Woke up going, I had a dream. Interesting. Last week I had a couple different dreams. One was about it's just like, it was more of the lucid dream. It was all over the place. I had 3 to 4 different settings. That was just, each one was bizarre all in itself. And then the whole entire dream, you're like looking, going, it's all bizarre. And then I had one of those aha moment dreams where it was like short, sweet to the message. Got the message and going, yeah, got it. I need to figure a few things out, right? So dreams can tell us a lot. And if you're ever never sure about what's really going on with your dreams, there are so many websites out there, and you can buy dream interpretation books. I have a couple of them. So that way there, if I'm stuck or if I need something, I just go look it up. So you guys, I want to say thank you for joining me today. I'm Majestic Michelle. You can get a hold of me at healingwithmichelleadams.com, or you can message me on Facebook, and I will answer questions there that are more personal to today's topic. So you guys, thank you for joining me. Hope this helped understand. Yes, Sherry's having a problem getting on today. I don't know if you need to send. She just sent me a picture saying that she has no internet connection. So she's definitely having technical difficulties today. So you guys, I want to say thank you guys for joining me. Have a blessed week, and hopefully we'll have more of a full crew again next week.